Dolphins are more social than we think. Researchers have recorded dolphins conversing. They discovered dolphins possess a sophisticated spoken language. Fascinating, right? Did you know dolphins might have hidden secrets that could have impacted World War II? Scientists have pursued their unique clicks and whistles for decades, seeking a language. Now, a groundbreaking AI named Dolphin Gemma has cracked the code. What was uncovered left the world astonished. Dolphins communicate with pulses and whistles. They form words by altering the frequency and intensity of their sounds. Buried in their ancient songs are urgent messages about our planet. These are warnings that humans should never ignore. Join us as we delve deeper. The dawn of a new voice. Dolphins do more than make noise. They communicate through whistles, clicks, and rapid bursts that signify life or death. Each sound is meticulously crafted, directed at specific individuals or moments. They call family members with distinct, identifiable signatures. It's remarkable. At times, entire pods create a symphony, a chorus of voices united. These sounds are not mere calls, they convey messages, bonds, and even songs. But sound is just one part of their language. Dolphins also communicate through body movement. A powerful leap, a tail slap, or popping up above the surface conveys meaning. These actions warn of danger, indicate food locations, or express vivid emotions. In their realm, every movement and sound is part of a complex conversation. Dolphins have been attempting to decode their language since the 1960s. Interestingly, it was the US Navy that took the lead in this endeavor. They aimed to teach dolphins to mimic human sounds and mapped whistles to vowels. The dolphins responded and even attempted to communicate back, but it wasn't true language. The complexity and true meaning of their communication remained elusive, still out of reach. The focus then shifted from speaking to dolphins to listening to them instead. Researchers cataloged clicks, whistles, and buzzes, searching for patterns in their sounds. Then came a breakthrough. Bottlenose dolphins have signature whistles that act like names. Each dolphin possesses its own voice, its own identity. It's a vibrant world. Suddenly, the underwater realm felt alive with conversation, personality, and connection. Since 1985, Dr. Denise Hertzing has devoted her life to unraveling this mystery. She became interested in dolphins due to their large brains and their behaviors in the wild. We know they utilize their brainpower for navigating complex lives. It's fascinating. Through her Wild Dolphin project, she studies Atlantic spotted dolphins' behaviors. She records decades of social interactions and vocalizations using advanced tools. Her team catalogs these sounds, searching for patterns and meanings. They explore the very structure of a language that is still largely hidden from us. Every whistle, every click, every leap, they aren't random. They're chapters in a story we've only just begun to read. Each movement is a word in a language hidden beneath the waves. And now, with technology pulling back the curtain, a shocking truth begins to surface. What did Dr. Denise and her team uncover? What does the AI say? Have dolphins been speaking to us all along, and we just never listened? The message revealed, thanks to the groundbreaking work of Dr. Denise Hertzing. In the Wild Dolphin Project, we are finally beginning to understand the dolphin's incredible language. Dr. Hertzing's team has been working for decades to bridge the gap between humans and dolphins. Their bold idea was simple in concept but revolutionary in execution. Instead of trying to instantly decode the full complexity of dolphin speech, they would start with a shared vocabulary, a basic set of words. This led to the creation of the cetacean hearing and telemetry system. Imagine an underwater computer system, worn like a device on the body. Equipped with a hydrophone to hear dolphin whistles and an earpiece for the researcher. Alongside this, the team invented an acoustic keyboard, a set of artificial whistles, each representing a different object or concept. One whistle could stand for a type of seaweed called sargassum, another for a particular fish, another for a playful action. The magic happened when the dolphins themselves began to mimic these sounds. Researchers would play a whistle while showing the corresponding object to the dolphins, hoping the animals would form a connection. Then, when a dolphin copied the whistle, the chat device would translate it, playing the corresponding English word directly into the researcher's earpiece. In 2013, the project had a breakthrough moment that would change everything. A dolphin mimicked the whistle for sargassum. The computer recognized it instantly. It spoke the word into Dr. Herzing's earpiece. It was a small step but a historic one. For the first time, a dolphin's sound was translated into human language in real time. Yet mimicry does not equal understanding. Dr. Herzing is quick to point out that this doesn't mean dolphins grasp words as humans do. It's proof that a conversation could eventually be possible. And since that first success, technology has propelled the project into uncharted territory. Advanced AI and machine learning are now being used to analyze the natural sounds of dolphins, detect patterns, and even begin to uncover the structural complexity of their communication. The team has amassed the largest collection of dolphin vocalizations in history. Over 100 petabytes of data combined. This massive archive spans decades and records clicks, whistles, and buzzes from dolphin pods all around the world. Initially, for the first 18 months, the AI's results were modest. It could recognize patterns but struggled with deeper complexities. Scientists can identify individual dolphins by their unique signature whistles, which function like names. They link specific sounds to behaviors, such as a series of clicks indicating fish nearby. It resembles understanding a dog's bark, which can convey different meanings. The Wild Dolphin Project sought more than just understanding these sounds. They were pursuing something far more extraordinary, the essence of dolphin intelligence. Dolphins possess brains larger than those of humans, with a highly folded cerebral cortex. This suggests an intelligence capable of thoughts, ideas, and possibly language. The breakthrough occurred on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. The team developed a new deep learning architecture, designed to analyze syntax. This system was specifically built to detect the underlying rules of grammar. They fed the AI, named Dolphin Gemma, a comprehensive dataset of dolphin sounds. For 72 hours, the system tirelessly analyzed and decoded these patterns. Then, a single coherent translation appeared on the screen. It wasn't about fish or danger, it was a structured idea conveyed in sound. Dolphin Gemma began translating at an astonishing rate. The AI revealed that dolphin communication was not linear, like human speech. It was intricate, layered, and perhaps even more sophisticated than we realized. Dolphins used echolocation not only to navigate but also to share complex ideas. As the AI improved, it began piecing together the dolphins' memories. This oral history was passed from mother to calf across thousands of generations. Dolphins remembered specific events, social interactions, and environmental changes. They could recall who they met, where, and under what circumstances. Their memory extended far beyond what we previously imagined for non-human species. Through analysis, scientists began cross-referencing dolphin memories with human records. What they discovered was nothing short of mind-blowing. Dolphins spoke of the volcanic eruption that formed the Santorini caldera in 1600 BC. They recounted migrations of early humans across the Bering Strait. They had names for underwater landmarks submerged for over 10,000 years. These names had been passed down through 400 generations of dolphins. This realization shattered long-held human assumptions about knowledge. Humanity has always assumed it was the sole keeper of knowledge. Yet, in the ocean, an intelligence older and perhaps wiser has recorded history. An intelligence that communicates through sound, memory, and social transmission. Transforming decades of dolphin data has revealed something truly extraordinary. This is the first real window into a non-human civilization. Every click, every whistle, every sequence of sound is part of a vast, living language. This language carries culture, history, and identity. Dolphins aren't just animals, they are archivists, historians, and communicators. They swim through the oceans with knowledge we are just beginning to understand. This isn't just science, it's a revelation. For centuries, we've seen dolphins as playful companions, leaping beside ships. They dance in the surf, dazzling us with their intelligence. But they are not just entertainers of the sea. They are thinkers, storytellers, and silent witnesses to history itself. Through Dr. Herzing's groundbreaking work and the unmatched power of AI, the ocean has begun to whisper its secrets. We are finally learning to hear what dolphins have been saying for thousands of years. Messages carried in clicks, whistles, and movements hidden beneath the waves. But this is only the beginning. As scientists listened deeper, the discoveries grew stranger. What they uncovered was more shocking than anyone could imagine. The hidden depths of dolphin language emerged. As scientists delved deeper into dolphin communication, surprises unfolded. What began as a study of clicks and whistles revealed an entirely different world. One that mirrored human language in astonishing and unsettling ways. Initially, researchers believed dolphins were exchanging practical signals. Warnings of predators, directions to food, or calls to gather family. But as the analysis advanced, a startling realization emerged. Dolphins weren't just exchanging information, they were expressing ideas. They were speaking in idioms. Researchers believe toothed whales have a similarly developed language. But skepticism lingered among some scientists. When we say, break the ice, the words alone don't tell the full story. The meaning lies beneath the surface. And dolphins, it turned out, had the same ability. One phrase kept appearing in the recordings, repeated across multiple pods. When analyzed with Dolphin Gemma, the AI translator, it came out as singing with the tide. At first, it sounded poetic, almost too human. But the more the team studied it, the clearer it became. This was their way of saying, go with the flow or accept what cannot be changed. Another phrase, chasing the silver cloud, carried an even deeper meaning. It referred to pursuing an opportunity, something rare and valuable yet risky. In human terms, it was like saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. These discoveries shook the scientific world. It showed abstract thought, creativity, and even philosophy hidden beneath the waves. Dolphins were not just surviving, they were thriving. Dolphins reflect, teach, and share wisdom through their own stories. But this was just the beginning. Researchers began comparing recordings from pods around the world, revealing a new layer of complexity. They discovered regional dialects. Just like humans, dolphins developed distinct words, accents, and slang. For example, a Caribbean pod might have one whistle for shark, while an Australian pod uses a different sound. Even more surprising, these differences extended beyond vocabulary. Some pods created unique sequences of sounds. They exhibited variations in grammar and syntax. This wasn't merely about accents, it represented culture. Dolphins in different oceans evolved their own linguistic traditions, passed down through generations. Understanding one pod's speech didn't guarantee comprehension of another's. It became a unique linguistic challenge. In some cases, scientists found themselves translating ideas twice, from dolphin to human, and between dialects. It posed a challenge unlike anything linguistics had ever faced. Then came the most astonishing discovery. Dolphins exhibited overlapping speech. Unlike humans, who are restricted to linear speech, they break that rule. Using specialized organs in their heads, they produce multiple vocalizations at once, blending clicks, whistles, and bursts. To human ears, it sounds like a blur of noise, but to dolphins, it's second nature. This advanced system of multi-channel communication allows dolphins to convey complex messages simultaneously. Imagine telling a friend where food is, warning them of a shark, and expressing excitement all at once. That's what dolphins do. In their world, where speed and survival matter, this ability is life-saving. For years, humans struggled to understand this complexity. Then, Dolphin Gemma was introduced to the recordings. What once sounded like chaos transformed into a finely tuned chorus of meaning, dense and intelligent. This breakthrough was hailed as one of the greatest achievements in animal communication research. It proved dolphins not only spoke but thought in ways humans had never imagined. Each discovery pushed boundaries further. Dolphins didn't just communicate, they built metaphors and shared culture. They created dialects that mirrored the diversity of human language. They didn't just speak one word at a time. They sang in layers, weaving messages so rich that our best technology struggled to keep up. With every revelation came a haunting question: what else are they saying that we have not yet learned? Voices beneath the waves. One captivating moment in this research was isolating a long sequence between elder dolphins. Initially, even the powerful AI, Dolphin Gemma, struggled to make sense of the complex sequence. There was so much depth in what they were saying, revealing layers of communication yet to be understood. There was no hunting, no travel, and no clear environmental context. It didn't seem to focus on food, danger, or movement. But as researchers compared it to similar sequences recorded in other pods, a picture slowly came into focus. The elders weren't describing the present, they were telling a story. It was a layered narrative about a great storm many seasons ago, the shifting of the seabed and the relocation of feeding grounds, and the struggles that followed. Within the sequence were references to dolphins long gone, remembered through sound. There were metaphorical phrases tied to the dance of ocean currents and the shimmer of light beneath the waves. This was no ordinary communication, it was cultural memory. A living archive carried in language, passed from generation to generation. The idea that dolphins were storytellers through both the scientific and philosophical worlds. Because storytelling is not just entertainment, it's the fabric of culture. It's how societies pass on knowledge, values, and identity. If dolphins share legends, historical accounts, or myths, then their world is not only lived, it is remembered. Not only experienced, but reflected upon. And the surprises didn't end there. Alongside these long, narrative-like sequences, researchers began detecting structures that look suspiciously like humor, irony, and even rhetorical flourish. In one striking example, a young dolphin mimicked the unique signature whistle of an older dolphin while describing a failed attempt to catch fish. The pod erupted in a series of rapid staccato bursts, noises the AI identified as laughter equivalents. It was a prank, good-natured teasing, woven directly into their language. This was more than communication, it was perspective-taking, the ability to step into another's identity. To joke, to play. It revealed not only intelligence but social depth, showing that dolphins were capable of language-driven games, layered with personality and wit. The decoding revealed still more wonders. Scientists found that dolphins could embed spatial and environmental information inside their calls with astonishing precision. Certain whistle sequences acted almost like acoustic maps, three-dimensional sonar blueprints of the ocean floor. To humans, it was the equivalent of describing a place with words and handing over a holographic model at the same time. What we see is a retelling that preserves the core message. This was not instinctive alarm calling. It was journalism. A living, vocal network of news, carried not on paper or screens, but on memory and sound. The revelations kept piling up. One Gemma's decoding revealed a breathtaking sensitivity to emotional nuance. Dolphins weren't just communicating facts. They were communicating feelings. The AI mapped an entire emotional wheel based on acoustic patterns: joy, anticipation, frustration, curiosity, empathy, and grief. In one heartbreaking example, a calf separated from its mother released a whistle sequence thick with distress markers. Instinctively, other pod members responded with layered call tones of reassurance combined with directional signals. These sounds guided the calf back to its mother. This wasn't a simple survival instinct. It was empathy, expressed in a shared emotional language. Then, perhaps the most staggering implication of all emerged, a discovery made entirely by accident. While research drones floated far offshore, they recorded a group of dolphins producing sounds unlike anything ever cataloged before. Long haunting whistles with rich harmonic overtones filled the water. They repeated in deliberate patterns before shifting back into ordinary conversational whistles. When the AI attempted translation, it proposed something astonishing. The sequence wasn't practical communication at all. It was ceremonial. A kind of ritualized greeting used when two pods met after many years apart. If true, this was the discovery of a ceremonial register, a formal, possibly sacred layer of dolphin language. Think about that. Not only do dolphins speak with metaphor, humor, and memory, but they also share maps, news, and emotional nuance. They may also conduct rituals, ceremonies, traditions passed through sound, binding them across time and distance. How dolphins might actually see time itself. In some of their messages, dolphins spoke about things that had not yet happened. Seasonal fish migrations, changes in currents, or storms that were still weeks away. It was as if they could talk about the future with confidence, showing not just awareness of patterns, but a kind of predictive foresight. At the same time, they spoke of long-past events, ancient storms, vanished feeding grounds, and journeys of pods long gone, yet described them in the very same tense as the present. To human ears, it blurred the line between past and now, between memory and reality. This suggested that dolphins might not experience time as a straight line, like humans do. It was almost like stepping into an alien consciousness. The emotional weight of these discoveries was overwhelming. Researchers who had spent years hearing what they thought were simple clicks and whistles suddenly realized they had been listening to layered conversations all along. Many described a profound shift inside themselves. The dolphins were no longer just study subjects. They felt like partners, colleagues in a true interspecies exchange. This changed everything about the way the researchers behaved. They moved differently in the water. They spoke more carefully. They even carried themselves with a new respect. As if aware that every sound mattered. The experiments became even more delicate. Instead of commands, scientists began using carefully crafted phrases, acknowledgments, questions, and attempts at dialogue. The dolphins responded thoughtfully, sometimes mirroring the human structure, and sometimes, with a playful twist, bending it into something new. But as researchers listened closer, they uncovered something far more unsettling. What exactly did they find? The shocking secrets. Dolphins share memories of migration, hunting, and even ancient landmarks long submerged by rising seas. But as AI analyzed more data, a dark pattern emerged. Across pods separated by thousands of miles of ocean, the same phenomenon kept appearing in their vocalizations. They called it the deep sound. It wasn't an ancient memory. It wasn't a story from eons past. It was happening now. The deep sound was a modern-day terror, a scream from the very floor of the ocean. The urgency increased, the alarm intensified. Hertzing's team meticulously isolated every reference, cataloging the time, location, and intensity. Then, using Dolphin Gemma's advanced AI capabilities, they cross-referenced these mentions with global human activity. And the truth was horrifying. We know that their brain-to-body ratio, which is a physical measure of intelligence, is second only to humans. Cognitively, they can understand artificially created languages. The deep sound wasn't natural. It wasn't a predator. It wasn't even a geological event. It was us. Our oil drills, our submarine sonar, our deep-sea mining machinery, all of it. The massive, low-frequency noise of human industry is spreading across the oceans. To us, it's just background hum, a mechanical echo in a vast world. To dolphins, it is a cataclysm. Their entire existence depends on sound. They navigate, hunt, socialize, and even understand their environment through a delicate balance of acoustic signals. And all that balance was shattered. The AI went further, translating the context of these deep sound messages. And what it revealed was more than just frustration or discomfort. The dolphins weren't simply complaining. They were describing the collapse of their world. thousands of fragmented messages from dolphins across the globe were pieced together into a single coherent statement. It was clear, it was unified, and it was a warning. Dolphins perceive the world in ways humans cannot. They sense magnetic fields. They navigate thousands of miles using the Earth's invisible magnetic lines. Their intelligence is vast and profound. These creatures were now speaking directly to us. They signaled that we were threatening the very foundations of life beneath the waves. As we listened, theories began to multiply. Some researchers suggest dolphins are not just passive observers, they might be guardians of the planet. This species, either evolved or perhaps placed here, is believed to monitor and maintain balance. They are custodians of the ocean. The deep sound serves as their alarm bell, not a plea, but a long overdue call to action. Others take it even further. Ancient myths decoded by Dolphin Gemma speak of a great sleeper beneath the earth. This massive, possibly biological entity has lain dormant for eons. Could our relentless industrial pounding be waking it? Could our noise act like a drumbeat, an unintentional signal? In this reality, the dolphin's alarm is pure, unfiltered terror. They are warning us, begging us to stop. Not because of us or the oceans, but because something ancient and powerful is stirring beneath the crust. And the revelations don't stop there. Dolphins communicate with other species, like orcas, blue whales, and even octopuses. All these creatures possess intelligence, awareness, and memory. Blue whale songs travel thousands of miles, perhaps carrying messages. But what do we, as humans, do with these warnings? How will we respond? And when the moment comes, what choices will we make? The choice we make could define our future. We may be standing at the edge of something humanity has never faced before, an unprecedented event. A gathering of voices from across species, a conversation stretching across the entire planet. For centuries, humans have crowned themselves the rulers of Earth, the dominant voice, the ultimate authority. But now, for the first time, we may be forced to realize that we are not alone in carrying wisdom. We are not the only voice worth hearing. The findings of Dolphin Gemma, the revolutionary AI model, have placed humanity at a crossroads. What we've uncovered is more than sound, more than whistles and clicks. It's a language. A living record, a mirror reflecting truths we have ignored. For the first time in history, we can hear the planet speak back. Through one of its oldest, most intelligent inhabitants, the opportunity is breathtaking but carries a crushing weight. Because within these messages lies a sobering warning. The dolphin's first clear statement is simple yet devastating. We are the problem. Think about that, after centuries of exploration, invention, and progress. The very creatures we thought were playful and friendly are now telling us we have become the danger. Our noise is drowning out their songs. Our industries are poisoning their seas. Our hunger for resources is shaking the balance of life on Earth. So the question becomes, what do we do with this knowledge? Do we stop? Do we pause our relentless pursuit? Or do we continue on this path, ignoring the warnings from our fellow inhabitants? The choice is ours. As we stand at this critical juncture, we must consider the impact of our actions on the world around us. The voices of the dolphins and other species remind us that we share this planet, and our choices matter. We are not just observers, we are participants in a larger conversation about the future of our planet. What role will we choose to play? Will we listen and learn, or will we turn away? The time for action is now. We must decide how we will respond to the calls from the deep. Together, we can forge a new path towards harmony, listening to the wisdom of the seas and the creatures within them. Let us heed these warnings and take the necessary steps to protect our shared home. The future depends on us. Drilling, mining, and extraction. Do we pause, even briefly, to silence the engines? These engines thunder across the oceans, filling their waters with chaos. Do we choose to change? To reshape human industry? To reduce the harm before it's too late? Or do we ignore them? Do we laugh it off as a coincidence? As overinterpretation? Just another scientific puzzle? without consequence? Do we continue along our path of greed and denial, hoping the dolphins are wrong? That their warning is misplaced? This is no longer a distant what-if. It's here, now. The deep sound, the mysterious recurring pattern in dolphin communication, is not just an echo. It is a reflection of us, our choices, our arrogance, and our refusal to recognize intelligence. Intelligence that does not look like us, think like us, or live like us, yet may understand more. About balance, survival, and the cost of destruction. The discovery of Dolphin Gemma marks a dividing line. In history, the world before this moment and the world after it are two completely different places. Before, we saw ourselves as masters of the planet. After, we must face the truth. The planet has been speaking all along, and we simply weren't listening. We have been handed a message. A warning, a plea. The ocean itself is speaking, carried on the voices of dolphins, who have lived, thrived, and endured long before humans ever walked the earth. Now the choice lies with us. Do we listen? Do we change? Do we finally recognize that wisdom isn't owned by humanity alone? The decision is ours. The future is ours. The choice is one we make today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.